So this is what he'd do. He would have some kind of star-studded event after an award show or Super Bowl, and then later on, when most of the celebrities left, it would turn into a FO. I'll be back. Hey everyone, welcome back, and appreciate you checking these videos out. Now I know some are like, "Oh my God, you saying this like we didn't know how he got down." I know you guys heard different variations of his FOs and his big fabulous parties, but these two articles I'm about to read are supposed to give like details, okay? So I mean, what you got to do? You got something to do? Pause the video, and just come back when you finish, or put some headphones on or earbuds in and play it while you're doing what you got to do. Okay, let's go. Sean Diddy Combs' FOs often coincided with some of his biggest star-studded parties at the height of the fame. At the height of his fame, with at least three wild S parties taking place hours after major events, according to a trove of video files and documents viewed exclusively by the Post. See, I'm saying it's more details to this. They're claiming that they actually saw these FO videos. By the way, Courtney Burgess has been talking to the feds. He has been talking to the feds, confirming that both books, the first one that was released by Christopher Guz, and then him, the second book, are at her actual writings. So all is the guy, this is so fake. This is so fake. Y'all act like y'all was kicking it with Kim, and she told y'all, I ain't wrote no damn book. You ain't never met the woman, so have I. I have never met her either. But he's actually talking to the feds, telling them that, or showing them proof that these writings are of her. So I hope that kills you guys coming in thinking, you're Professor Know It All and you want to come in here and tell us we're big dummies because we're believing the book. We're believing that she wrote these books. Okay, let's continue. The clips suggest that the orgies, which federal prosecutors say sometimes involve women who were threatened or forced to perform grueling, hours long sex acts, were happening just below the surface as Diddy rubbed elbows with the biggest names in Hollywood, music, and sports. In the early morning hours of August the 29th, 2005, the Diddy after party from the MTV VMAs was still going strong. Actress Eva Longoria chatted with Fergie in one corner while Ice-T, Quincy Jones, NASCAR great Jeff Gordon, and Paris Hilton mingled with other guests. There's an article. I want to change this topic right quick. An article that Ice-T did. I can't remember how long ago I read it. I had the displeasure reading it. This man talks so bad about women. He gave an example of why he chose white women over black women. It was so... Any white women thought what this guy said was cool. Something wrong with you. He talks so... He basically objectified women. And he in his mind, he thought he was speaking good about white women, but actually he made it seem like you can do whatever you want to. You can step over white women, you can spit on them, you can S on top of them, and they will love it. That's how it came off to me. It was so bad. I don't even want to do a video on it. I don't like you, Ice-T. You suck. Anyway, I think, how you gonna go from being colors, and all this you rapped about cops or not liking cops to playing a cop? You suck. Let's go on. Combs had hosted the VMAs, and his after party was the hottest ticket in town that night. But one by one, the celebrities left the party, and there is no indication they knew about or were involved in what happened next. Soon the event moved from the inside of Space nightclub to Diddy's Miami mansion. From there, it appears to have descended into a raucous sex party, according to photos and videos viewed by the Post. By then, all the stars appear to have gone except one, Diddy. They were replaced by a cast of fit young men and women, all in various states of undress. As two white men took turns having sex with a very young black woman who clearly had white powder under her nose, Diddy could be seen in the background wearing a white t-shirt with the words, "God is the greatest." You see that? Let's go. Written in black. The same shirt he was photographed wearing at the VMAs after party. In another clip from the night, a couple had loud sex on the table as a group of well-dressed people stood around. Diddy FOs often took place after his high-profile event, according to documents and videos viewed by the Post. The videos reviewed by the Post are part of the same archive that include footage that appears to show Diddy having sex with a much younger male A-list star. The video has been shopped around for sale to news outlets by more than one purported seller. In the trove of files, some of the videos are undated, or the dates are clearly incorrect, but other files have dates that are consistent with verified details of events, locations, and clothing that Diddy and others were wearing. However, many of the videos have dates that can be corroborated with star-studded events, including the 2004, 2005 VMAs in Miami and 2005 Super Bowl in Jacksonville. After each of these events, Diddy appears to have thrown a wild orgy. The alleged behavior is consistent with a similar allegation in a lawsuit filed earlier this week, in which a woman alleges Diddy and a female celebrity are her. Wait a minute, let's say this over again. The alleged behavior is consistent with a similar allegation in a lawsuit filed earlier this week, in which a woman alleges Diddy and a female celebrity are her when she was just 13. Following the 2000 VMAs at Radio City Music Hall in New York, Diddy's attorney denied the latest allegations in a statement. In court, the truth will prevail that Mr. Combs has never sexually assaulted anyone, adult or minor, man or woman. During the weekend of Super Bowl in Jacksonville, February 2005, Diddy threw a star-studded gala with attendees like Ashton Kutcher, Ashley Simpson, and Girls Gone Wild founder Joe Francis. Hours later, the party seemingly moved to a $2 million mansion in nearby Sawgrass, which Diddy rented for a reported $20,000 per week. In one video, two men were seen messing around with each other while the sounds of laughter echoed throughout the room. It later appears that Diddy himself took part in the action that night and held the camera from his point of view while he appeared to engage in S with a woman. Again, there's no indication that his Super Bowl party guests knew about the orgy that took place afterward. Federal officials raided two of Diddy's homes in March, seizing hundreds of sex videos and a mountain of sex paraphernalia, including, and then it goes on with the $1,000 bottles of baby oil. And in the statement, the U.S. Attorney Office alleged that the sex parties were not always consensual. His alleged sexual abuse of women included forcing them to engage in frequent, days-long sexual activities with male prostitutes and then transported over state lines. These events, which Combs referred to as FOs, were elaborate sex performances that he arranged, directed, and often electronically recorded. To ensure participation in FOs, Combs used violence and intimidation and leveraged his power over victims. Power he obtained through obtaining and distributing narcotics to them, exploiting his financial support to them, and threatening to cut off the same and controlling their careers. It's unclear whether the videos that the Post has reviewed or viewed are part of the Fed's case, but officials say they confiscated hundreds of videos from Combs, hard drives and devices, some of which include FO sex parties. These are consistent with the videos we have. A federal law enforcement source who was involved in the investigation said after hearing descriptions of the scenes in a video that the Post reviewed. Just about everything you can imagine was happening at these parties. Now our job is to determine whether this is consensual for everyone involved, if anyone has been trafficked, and what laws have been broken. In the videos viewed by the Post, the identities of most of the participants are unknown, but the feds believe that at least some of the victims in videos they obtained were forced to perform. Combs threatened his victims, the feds said, after his arrest, including by threatening to expose the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the FOs if the women did not comply with his demands. It's sick, the law enforcement source told the Post. Look, if this were just him having sex parties with a bunch of horny adults, we wouldn't be having this conversation. That's perfectly legal. But that's not what we're talking about. This man is a predator. So let's get to the second article I found. And it's titled, "A Sick List of Diddy's Alleged Requirements for Girls at His FOs." At his FO parties, revealed, including the important question they were never asked. Let's get into this. Sean Diddy Combs was extremely particular about the women who attended his FOs, with one party planner telling the Post she kept a scale in her car to ensure no female guests weighed more than 140 pounds. You know how tiny that is? I feel that they wanted the women that small so they can control them, so they can manhandle them, and they wouldn't be able to fight back. Let's go on. "We would do a weigh-in if necessary," said the organizer, who worked with Diddy in 04 and 05 and asked to remain anonymous. "The girls had to be young and hot, so I always had a scale nearby in case I needed to make sure. The number was 140 pounds, but if a girl was really tall, there was a little bit of discretion involved. At Diddy's decree, there were certain other requirements: no flab, no cellulite, not overly pierced or tattooed, no short hair, and the girls had to be young and hot. Even the dress code was strict: no pants, no jeans, no flat shoes. Every girl had to wear a party dress, preferably very short, just enough to cover her butt cheeks, but no longer than mid-thigh. Cleavage showing, and every single one of them had to be wearing stilettos. There was no exception. High stilettos. The one thing the organizers never asked," the source said, "was the girls' ages." It was don't ask, don't tell. At the time, I was really young myself, and I honestly thought that we were asking their age because of drinking laws, the source said. "I never stayed around for the FOs and had no idea that these girls were expected to have sex with people." I don't believe her. Of course she want to sound innocent. Of course she don't want to sound like she was pimping it. What would she be considered? What would she be called? The person that went and gathered the girls up. A pimp, a madam, whatever. Of course she's not going to make it seem like she knew what he wanted to. God, these people be lying. Let's go on. A second source, a petite dancer who performed at Combs' 05 VMA after party, told the Post that she was paid $250 to dance at the mainstream event, but was told there was an extra $1,000 if she went to Diddy's house later for more dancing. And that sounds cheap to me. For these people to be so rich, $250? Wow. It felt shady, she said, noting that she was just 20 at the time. So I didn't go, but other girls did, and then really wouldn't talk about what happened there. The Post has viewed more than 24 videos of raunchy sex parties, which appear to be footage of Diddy's FOs that were tied to mainstream events such as MTV, Music Awards, and in the videos, women who fit the description can be seen having sex with men as Combs seemingly watches in the background. One video appears that Diddy himself took part in the action, and then they repeat what they said in the other article. The alleged behavior is consistent with allegations about, what people said, what happened during that time frame. They gave it like a time frame of big events that happened, so it seemed to confirm with, the events confirm with what people said happened during the events. Also, Texas-based lawyer Tony Busby revealed a fresh wave of accusers, including one who was just 9 at the time, who are planning to sue the embattled music mogul for alleged sexual abuse and exploitation. Combs has repeatedly denied wrongdoing. And then it just says that he has not pleaded. He has pleaded not guilty and said the FOs were consensual. Boy, I tell you, I guess I don't. Why you just won't come out and tell the truth? What? Too many people involved? That's the point. And I don't understand why people keep wishing death on this guy. Don't wish death on him. Let him be accountable for his actions, so everybody else who was involved is accountable. Stop wishing. It's like when I see comments where people, he are basically wishing death on him. I'm like, why do you want him to die? So his secrets can die with him? I don't want him to die because I want it to all come out. It's time for it all to come out. Don't you guys want it all to come out? I mean, these people who were standing in your face, your children's faces, your faces, one of your children to follow after them and lust after what they have, and come to find out these people were at the bottom of the barrel, disgusting. So you should want them to pay for what they did, put in these fake lives in front of you and your children's face, and they ain't nothing. A person with a low paying wage job has more morals and better standards than these rich celebrities. That was about it. The articles weren't that long. I thought they were a little longer, but they weren't. So let me go and publish this because I'm working on something else. I just saw these articles and I thought I would just bring them to you guys. Hope you appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you.